Hey there, guys. It's Brian from Northern Power and Safety. Here, I'm going to show you how easy it is to onboard Lockout ID. Now, here is a Lockout ID next to a traditional tag. So we got the lock, we got the tag here. It's a mess. We got my picture here, which took about 25-30 minutes actually to get this right. Painful. We got this is, you know, I've got okay handwriting. I'm not the best, but I bet you've seen tags that are worse than this. Let me know in the comments if you have. Boy, this is not good, right? And it's not reusable, so it's a waste. It's painful. Okay, so and it's huge. It's floppy. You're going to waste pens, and you're probably going to get paper cuts, and it's going to hurt. So don't do that. So put that aside. But here we go. Here is what you want. Here's what you've been waiting for. This is Lockout ID. This is Generation 2. It has NFC, Near Field Communication. That's like what we do with our phone. When we tap, I'm going to unlock my phone here off screen. Cool. Yeah, so we're going to be able to tap with this, and I'm going to show you everything. So in here in the background, you see I've logged into the Lockout ID Supervisor portal. And this tag, actually on top, it has the tag ID, which is V20163. So you don't need eyeballs that can read QR codes. So if you're out there, you might say, yeah, but Brian, out of an entire box of tags, how am I going to know which one's mine? Well, just remember the Lockout ID number right here. You really only have to know 3 of the numbers. 163 is fine. Remember, hey, 163 is for me. That's me. And you can go check it out. If you wanted to, you could scan them all. It only takes a second. So let's take a look. Let's onboard this. It's not onboarded yet. So I'm going to open my phone. I'm going to get my camera app open. Everybody's familiar with this. Everybody's familiar with how to use QR codes. So just go and tap that. And now, because this is not onboarded, I am prompted to onboard this tag. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to put in some information. Also, as you know, on phones, you will get the automatic completion. So a lot of the stuff you don't even have to type. What do we want to do for a work scope? Maybe we're plumbing. Yeah. Let's put in the number. Let's put in the 617-340-3061. Okay, so I'm going to create that lockout ID. Cool. There it is. So now let's take a look and let's see, plumbing here is showing up on our screen. And we get this test tag. This is the 163, the one that I just did. No problem. I didn't even have to refresh this. It's right there. And there's me with my microphone and my orange hat. Yeah. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to go from there and yeah. This tag actually doesn't have the NFC chip on the back because it's the demo. So otherwise I'd just be able to tap that and you would see the status change right there. But that was really easy. And now this, I don't even have to have the lock. I can save locks by just unlocking it and leaving the lock there and keeping the tag with me. I didn't have to cut it off. I didn't have to create any additional waste with zip ties or anything like that. This is stuck pretty good on there. It's very sturdy. The hinge is very sturdy. It's very easy and convenient to see. This is not a label. This is actually 2D printed on here. So if you get it all greasy, don't worry about it. Just wipe it off with some water or something. It's not going to peel off. This is good. Another good thing about this is that these tags were designed in the United States. Yep, they were designed in Massachusetts by Northern Power and Safety. A lot of products are actually designed in the United States. Did you know that? The problem is they're designed in the United States, but you'll see they're manufactured somewhere else. Lockout ID, that is manufactured in Price, Utah, United States of America. So it's designed and manufactured, so you don't have to worry about tariffs ever. This is still going to cost you about $1 a tag to get these tags. And you get all the benefits. Let's look through, again, what we can do after we've onboarded these. Now, as a supervisor, this is a mobile first application, which means I can absolutely do it on my phone, and let's kind of do it on my phone. Here it is. Looks a little different, but I can view my tags here. I can see who's offline and who's online. I can call them all right from here. I can swipe back. I can, if I just want to find out what's going on for maintenance, I can click maintenance. And I see that there's 3 people on maintenance. I can do the same thing here. These are the 3 people. David's off shift. Maybe that's what I expect. Super easy. I can delete them from here. I could delete one at a time, or I could delete just one. We see Kevin over here, who is an influencer in Canada. If you haven't checked out Provoking Safety on YouTube, you should check that out. He's got a lot of good content there. Somebody's looked at his. Now, this little eyeball represents how many times these tags have been scanned. So that's all I have to do is I have to just, if I'm there and I'm seeing who's locked onto this box, all I have to do is scan it. And you see there. It's a little bit blown up because I have the light on, but you can see who that person is. In this case, it's called test tag, but they're in plumbing. They work for NPSS. They should be day shift. And if I want to call, all I have to do is press the call button and let's listen. There we go. That's all there is to it. That was easy. There's never any question about whose tag this is, or now I have to fumble for maybe, I guess maybe even if it's dark and you can't read the tag, poor lighting. The screen on your phone is enough light, and all I have to do is tap the button. You don't even have to, when seconds count, they say that, right? When seconds count, no, maybe that was something else, but basically what I'm trying to say to you is this. All you have to do is tap the button. You don't have to dial 10 numbers or 11 numbers. You get a hold of Kevin or you get a hold of somebody else. Okay, so we can, in the desktop here, filter by all scopes or by any scope. In our profile settings, we have the ability to choose a logo, and I'll show you where that comes into play. It's pretty cool. Actually, one of the coolest features, which was a feature request from one of our customers and one of our early adopters. If you want to order tags, you could do it right here. This will bring you right to the Northern Power and Safety shop. You can email our support, or you can type it in yourself, support@lockoutids.com. We just make it easy with a button. The tag audit's pretty cool. Now you can see the status changes here in the audit trail. The worker company scope. This was from pretty old when we were testing back in 24. So some of these fields are brand new. So when we get down here at the bottom, we'll see that this is what it will look like for you. We'll see where you're off shift and on shift, the date and time, the person, the company, the scope that they're at, and how they got on shift and off shift. In this case, they tap the tag with NFC. And then, of course, at the top, you can just download that as a PDF. Maybe you want to download that and save it somewhere in a repository because you need to track the job. And this just prevents you from having to have and maintain a separate sign-in sheet, which again suffers from missed pens, missed pencils, pens and pencils that don't work, bad handwriting. You don't need good handwriting here. This is absolutely whose tag this is assigned to. That's when exactly they were on shift and off shift, right? Dashboard view is the awesome sauce here. Awesome sauce. So you can, if you've got a really high-tech operation where safety is critical to you, you've got the lockout board, you just throw up a nice little TV there and you put this on there. So in your job, you know exactly who's on shift and who's off shift. So you don't have to look. You can look at a glance and see. You can see that there are 6 on shift, 6 off shift, completely split. Good. Maybe you have 6 on days, 6 on nights. 12 total people. This should be, really at top of mind here. You need to know, to be a good safety professional, you need to know who's working, what they're working on, when they're working on it, and all that. You have the date up here, the time, and here's where that logo from the profile settings comes. So you can put your logo in there, and the logo will show up on that board. So anybody that walks by, especially, say, safety inspection, they will be blown away. I guarantee you. This is super awesome. So let's go back. And the last part is the fast start that I will talk about. And fast start is for people that work on projects. Anybody can use it, but it's best used for projects. So if you've got a project with 150 people on it, you're in there and you're going to maintain maybe a power plant for a shutdown. And you've got 150 contractors in there. Do you want to onboard 150 of these lockout IDs? I mean, the experience is great, so it wouldn't be a problem, but maybe you got other things to do. So you're fine with handing out lockout ID tags, but you want everybody to self-serve. Maybe they have a perfect headshot in their camera on their phone that they want to use, because I've seen that. People are really serious about what their headshots look like when they pull up their safety tags. So you just generate fast start just like this. And you see on the screen here, this fast start is specifically for the supervisor that's logged in. And it's only good for 60 minutes and then it expires. The other thing is, the good thing is this token only allows people to onboard tags. So basically you would print this out, have this in the area where you hand out the tags and say, hey, scan this with your phone, take your tag, scan the tag, and then follow the simple instructions, put your information in there, and let me know. And you're going to be perfect. And then that's going to, as a supervisor, that's going to allow you to do other things while everybody is onboarding their own tag, and they're going to appreciate the experience of just getting this and having this. In fact, if they're contractors, they're probably going to ask you where you got these. And of course, what you'll say is LockoutIDs.com, and they can get their own. And then maybe there'll be a time where people are just coming to your job site and they already have their lockout ID tag and they're ready to go. Either way, this is a perfect solution for small businesses, large businesses, consulting, anything like that. It works perfectly. It is a perfect replacement for your traditional lockout tags because these things can't do anything. They can't hold anything to lockout ID. And together, you, me, and Lockout ID, we're going to finally bring Lockout Tagout out of the top 10 of the OSHA violations. Only we can do it. Let's do it now on your next order of safety products. Order Lockout IDs.